Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done it already, subscribe to Off the Canvas Boxing, like all the video and do all of those amazing stuff. It's been a hot minute, guys. It has been a hot minute. How is everybody doing? I heard there is some stuff on channel 5, but we gotta keep it moving, man. We can't we can't what's it called? Like watch along to every single show, but I'm here now, guys. It's been a hot minute, guys. I missed you guys. How you lot been? I didn't even promote this actually, because that's the bad thing. Maybe I should have. It was a last minute thing, but fam, Chris Billam-Smith, what a performance! What a performance from Chris Billam-Smith. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about like just a couple of general topics as well, from AG to a couple of hot topics that we're talking about today. So if you haven't done it already, subscribe to Off the Campus Boxing and like the video and do all of those amazing stuff. It has been such a long time since I've done one of these. Okay, we'll start in like 30 seconds because it's about to go off. Chris Billam-Smith, what a performance against Isaac Chamberlain. Um, Before we get into that, actually, let's talk about Ben Whittaker. Ben Whittaker pull off, an amazing performance. His second round KO on his debut. Ben Whittaker is a real one, guys. Like I had the pleasure of meeting him a few months ago. Ben Whittaker is a solid individual, and everything that I could see around him, from things such as who he's training with, his amateur pedigree, and his skill, and everything about him, I can only believe that. Look, he's definitely going to be amongst top 10 at least light heavyweights in the UK at the bare minimum. And I'll be a conservative guy because I think he can go even further than that. Definitely, I think he can go even further than that. But what a debut, what a performance from him. But we're here for Isaac Chamberlain versus Chris Billam-Smith. This one, initially, I'm going to be as honest as possible, guys. Initially, I thought I thought Isaac Chamberlain was going to win. I can't lie and say that I thought he was going to lose. No, I thought Isaac Chamberlain was going to win, as we had all the skills and the necessary tools to overcome Chris Billam with the right game plan. From what I saw tonight, I think that, look, and I think some people have been saying it, he might not be as big as he can be, as big as the other cruiserweights, and maybe going down a weight class, maybe his option, but he's too big for. I'm telling you guys, when I saw him in real life, he's too big for light heavyweight. But it just appears that the pop is not there at a cruiserweight, and he's in that middle phase of his career where he's lost to Isaac Chamberlain, he's lost to Chris Billam-Smith. Where does he go from here? Yes, he's been somewhat active, but he's not been active against top level opponents. It is a shame that he did lose today, you know. And for me, in this fight in particular, Bournemouth guy, Chris Billam-Smith, what a performance. You know what? You got to give him his credit. You have to give him his props, guys. This gentleman I might just even share the link. Fuck it. This is the last minute one. So I'm in the general. What? Why am I sharing the screen? No, if that's it, invite. Yeah, I might just share the link. In terms of Chris Billam-Smith and his performance, I thought that he was remarkable. I thought that tactically he was very good. He learned from his mistake. Well, he learned from his mistake from his last fight. His last fight was not good. In fact, I thought it was quite poor. His last fight, and his couple of fights beforehand was not the best. It was quite vanilla, very average performance. Weren't spectacular. Isaac, on the other hand, came away with a couple of decent first round knockouts, but that wasn't against top level opponents. In this fight, what I noticed as well, I'm going all over the place, but in terms of before the fight, I had Isaac winning. Now, how it the fight played out, how the fight started, how the fight played out entirely. For me, Isaac really hurt Chris Billam-Smith early. He hurt him early. He really put a dent into him, but he didn't capitalize on it. He didn't jump on him. He didn't take enough risks, and he kind of let the fight just go by and go by. And Chris Billam-Smith was gaining confidence, winning each round, even though it wasn't pretty for the eye. He was just winning each round, and sometimes in boxing, I know it sounds so simple, but sometimes you just gotta win each round. Like you just got to stay active, throw punches, clinch if you have to, but whatever you do, throw the eye-catching shots and just do whatever you can to limit your opponent to create enough chances to take those shots. Isaac Chamberlain didn't. He barely could have he couldn't throw, partly because of his stamina, partly because Chris Billam-Smith was literally on his chest to chest balls, and Chris Billam-Smith for me, I just think that both of these gentlemen have got a lot to learn in the cruiserweight scene. Okay, I think people like Vidal Riley, people like Lawrence Okoli, we looking at these guys, and Riakpo, we'll be looking at these guys thinking, I can exploit that. Oh, Riakpo's a different story, but you get the gist. People could look at them and exploit what Chris Billam-Smith, he as well could have talked about Isaac Chamberlain as well. And that was the mad thing. He could have taken out Isaac Chamberlain, but for some weird reason he didn't. And that little bit puts a bit more doubt into it. Do I want to see a rematch of these two? No. It's a good fight. Very enjoyable fight. But I think for the trajectory of both these gentlemen's career, I think I want Isaac Chamberlain to rebuild himself and just get used to going a little bit further into the distance than he has done in his recent fights. But I want Chris Billam-Smith to step up. He's now the European and Commonwealth champion. I think he's former British champion as well. The next step, top 20 guys. Top 20 guys in the cruiserweight, or top 15 guys in the cruiserweight. Even if you get somebody amongst the top 10, great, but top 10, top 15, top 15, top 20, rank the guy and go from there. He can, or Chris Billam-Smith can cause a dent in the division, but there's a lot he has to do. He's got some fundamentals. He's got a couple of ingredients, raw ingredients, but he just needs to have that X factor, that pop. Maybe he has to work on his technique when he's throwing power shots. Maybe he has to, I don't know, figure out a perfect combination to administer as much power as possible. There's something missing from Chris Billam-Smith, and that is that little thing that when he comes up against top 15 level guys, it's going to be a huge problem. So in terms of the analysis of the whole fight, good fight, very good fight, very enjoyable. But both gentlemen need to work on a few things. It was way too sluggish, way too sloppy from the pair of them, and I think that they could both definitely be a little bit better. I've seen Isaac Chamberlain miss shots. I see Chris Billam-Smith, like, just it's a bit more like quantity over quality. You know the way there. So I just think I need to see a lot more from these two gentlemen. That's just in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below or in the video. I'd love to hear exactly what you guys are saying on this fight in particular. In terms of let's see what everyone else is saying. Hold on, give me a minute. Let me just see what everyone else is saying. So Matt Chris is saying we can moan about boxing, the wrong fights, we made at the right ones, not. I don't know what you're saying. We can moan about boxing, the wrong fights being made and the right ones not. But goodness me, Chris Billam-Smith and Isaac Chamberlain showed us why they're different breed to the rest of us. How can we not be in awe of these people? Is Matt Christie Irish? Where is he from? Editor of Sports News Education, but where is he from? He's got to be Irish or Scottish because the way I'm hearing this, it just sounds like he's a Scotsman. It could just be me. Who else? 117 scorecard. 117, 111 scorecard. I had no problem with that. Absolutely no problem with that. If anybody else disagreed with it, that's on them. Isaac Chamberlain clearly lost to me. Did Chris Billam-Smith just name drop Eddie on Sky Sports boxing? That's brilliant. Bloody hell, I didn't see that. I did not see that. And if he did, big him up. The ring walk as well was good as well, guys. Chris Billam-Smith came out to Kano Hill. Big tune. Once I heard that, there couldn't be any comparison to Isaac's one was good, but when you see that, it's nostalgic. It's made in a manner. Shout out Kano. Chris Billam-Smith had an innate boxing style that made him look effed after 3 rounds, but has about 3 engines to go. What a fight. Everything you want in the main event. Agreed. Isaac Chamberlain and Chris Billam-Smith have just served up Cruiserweight Classic. What a fight. It was a great fight. It was a great fight. I can't lie. If I say it's a shit fight, I'll be lying to you. Billam-Smith, Isaac Chamberlain, take a effing bow. Absolutely. What a fight from the pair of them. I think both of these men could hold their heads extremely high. I just think that from a technical standpoint, both of these gentlemen will be looking at it and say to themselves, there's a bit more I could have done. Isaac could have stepped on the gas a bit more and tried to get force a knockout or knockdown at least. Chris Billam-Smith, even though he hurt Isaac on 2 or 3 different occasions, Isaac managed to walk out the ring on his feet. There's a few things that they could have worked on, but regardless of that, it was a phenomenal performance from the pair of them. Chris Billam-Smith looks a lot stronger, bigger. Chamberlain is going to need all the boxing IQ he has to maybe a lucky shot. Yeah, absolutely. How much longer can Chamberlain take this up for Chris Billam-Smith? Like, it was bad, guys. I think Chamberlain versus Chris Billam-Smith. Wow, what a superb fight! Proper old school. Both fought until the end and never gave up. For like fight of the year so far, no. No. Oh, good question actually. Why am I thinking that? And beatboxing, not beatboxing. It's the fight of the year so far. What the flip? I don't know why he's trending. Bad thing. Flip. Anyway, that threw me off. Is this fight of the year? There was a couple of rounds that were rounds of the year, but I like this. I think it was the second. That was definitely could be argued round of the year. Fight of the year entirely. It's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna have to rethink that, and then brainstorm what were the fights of the year. Is it the fight of the year, guys? That's a good question. I like to know what everyone else thinks. Is that fight of the year? Interesting. It could be. Listen, sorry. Go relax. Don't know why I'm getting too gassed or about this. Hold on. Okay. In terms of Isaac Chamberlain and Chris Billam-Smith, I think we're just gonna end it on that front. It was a good performance, guys. Overall, the best man won at the end of the day, but I think both men need to work on a few things in the camp, and I think that Chris Billam-Smith, there's a couple of things that he could work on, but it was ultimately a good fight. He had some good moments, but really needs to make some necessary improvements if he wants to become a world champion. Yes, he's good enough to become, European champion, absolutely. Top 10 worthy, yeah, absolutely. But to become that, to beat a Cody, to beat the likes of Bradis and these or Opatia, he's got to do a bit. He has to do a bit. It can't just be activity and power punches that's got to do him. He's got to do a lot more. So overall, what a performance from the pair of them. And yeah, next week, guys, before we go, next week, guys, it's a big one. KSI versus Alex Wasabi watch along will take place next week, and a few other bits of content around the week. That's going to happen next week as well. And we might have to do a little bit of a talk later on about this. We got to have a little bit of a conversation about this little bit of conundrum. And in terms of, for me, what I'm proud of tonight, it's only one thing. It is this gentleman, Ben Whittaker. Had the pleasure of meeting him a few months ago. Showed us a lot of love as well. Where was this? This was the Craig versus Buatsi fight. What a performance, what a knockout. Some people don't like the show reporting. It gets like that. I'm here for it. It gets like that. Okay. And I can definitely see him becoming a superstar. Absolutely. But until next time, guys, peace, love, and prosperity, guys. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Peace. Good times never